So if I start up here, a couple options we have include this. One, let's switch layers. That'll be on a different layer, and it's the A room label layer. Okay, still the same scale. And if we switch to annotate, you can see we can use just regular M text or single line text, but you also have the option to use a multi-leader, right? The only advantage of using a multi-leader is because since a multi-leader can be defined with M text, right? When you make a change to just the multi-leader style, it'll update all of your labels, right? So, but you can still use M text. It's not a big deal. I'll leave this up to you as a choice. But if we take a look at the multi-leader style here, you can see I already have defined a multi-leader called a label. And just to show you here, when you modify, you can see for the content we have M text, and then here you can see the size of that text is 3/32. That of course is based on the text style that I'm using. Keep in mind that if you're going to be using M text, you're going to want to make sure it's an annotative text style, right? So you could imagine creating yourselves multiple multi-leader styles of varying font sizes, or they could be even different font styles. In this case, I'm just using 3/32 there, okay? So you can see here I've got also this A label multi-leader style, and then here you can see it's 1/8. So if I wanted to create a new label, let's call it room label, I could start with new, call it room label. Okay, make sure it's annotative and continue. Now over here for the leader format, notice that I have none, right? No leaders. So I don't need to pay attention to leader structure, but if I look at content, I'm selecting M text. And over here under text style, what I want to do is come over to the text style manager box right here, and you could check. You can see we have 1/8, 3/32, 1/8, 1/8, and what you can always do is recreate or create a new text style. Let's call it label. Making sure it's annotative. Define the font that you want to use, and right here, since I want 1/4 inch size text, right? Could punch it in there. And then I could also change the width factor, for example, or even the oblique angle. And I have these other effects as well. But I'll leave it like that. Apply, close, and now you can see here I can make my selection. Here's label, and you could confirm here the size of your text. Click OK, and then you can see right now it is current. And so as I proceed, when I place my room label here, I can just create the box, just like I would with M text, right? I could set my justification to center, and then here this will be the master bedroom. Okay, and as you place it, you'll see now, again, just like any other multi-leader, once you have a copy in there, then you could just continue to copy and then change the value. Now, you'll notice that this is the size of the text at 1/4 inch. At any time, as you're working with labels, for example, right, and depending on the size of your floor plan, as you change from the variety of scales that you're going to use in your communication documents, right, you may find the need to have to change the text styles again, right? Go smaller or go larger. And I'll show you in a minute what's the advantage of using the multi-leaders here. So I'll continue with this size text, but you'll see later on if I want to adjust it, maybe make it slightly smaller, I still be able to without having to do this from scratch. Okay? So as we continue, I'll just make copies here using CP as the shortcut there. just placed my text here. You can see that they're all aligned. And then if I just double click to come back in, select all, and retype, and then I could adjust. Now if I wanted to readjust here, I could do a couple things. If I reset my O-snap, I can make sure I have insertion on. Okay, and you can see how I can track from the insertion point there. I can track and make sure I align it. Make this bedroom 2. And then also you'll notice that you can use the editor here to enlarge or squeeze your text. This is sort of your paragraph, right? And then once again, just simple tracking here, reposition my text. And I'll finish off with the next 2 labels here, or we have 3 actually. And you'll notice here a difference between one of those labels. Okay, let's zoom in here. I'm going to move this. This is our kitchen dining area. Okay, you can start to see already that this is pretty large text, even for 1/4 inch, right? But we're going to come back and we're going to adjust it. Now with this label here, we've got our great room, and you can see it's underlined. And that's not the normal setting that I have right now so far with my multi-leader style, but you'll notice up here that whenever you're editing the text, that you have the full editor, right? And you can see it's just a standard text property. We could just underline that tag. All right, and then lastly right here, we've got our living. Okay.